Hey everyone. So I got some quiet time and a very quiet atmosphere. So I felt like talking about a book without any embellishments, without any edits, just a conversation from my heart to whoever is watching this. Well, funny enough, I'll probably be talking to myself because I cannot see anyone. I'm just seeing my own face, and so this whole video will be me answering my questions and why I like this particular book. So the book in discussion is De Profundis by Oscar Wilde. Now, if you ask me, if Krishna Priya asks me, hey Krishna Priya, why do you like this book? Well, my answer is anything by Oscar Wilde is beautiful. Okay? You can fight me if you want, and I'm ready for that fight. Anything by Oscar Wilde is worth reading. And I know what a lot of people might think of Oscar Wilde, how the general public would see him. To a lot of people, he is a gay writer, even though he is never given enough credit for that, my personal opinion. To a lot of others, I think you would know him as a dramatist, a man known for his very, very funny comedy plays. You might know him for his flamboyant way of life, his controversial life, his life in prison, everything of that sort. But that is where the Profundus makes a difference. It explains to you why he was the way he was and why Oscar Wilde was wild. Um, this is a series of letters that he wrote from prison. And the major letter, the famous letter, is called the Profundus, a letter he wrote to the man who was the reason for his imprisonment. So it is addressed to Alfred Douglas, Lord Alfred Douglas, and it's a conversation. Not exactly a conversation. I think this is where he gives closure to his feelings. So this is a man, Oscar Wilde, who was imprisoned for his way of life, for his identity, for love, for his being. And he writes his letter to the man who never comes to visit him, not even once in the prison. And this is where he questions the people, the relationship, and he accepts certain small gestures of love. And there is one moment in this book which I think I've cried so many times reading that line. So imagine a setup where you're being taken to prison, okay? And the person responsible for that is also the person that you loved the most. And that person never visits you, not even once. But then there is the other guy, a friend of yours, who gives you a slight gesture on the way to the prison. And that gesture is so beautiful that you want to write it so that the eternity remembers it. And this is that paragraph. So, this paragraph, I'm pretty sure I must have marked it differently from all my other stick notes. Pretty sure. Yeah, 1 second. Yep. So, this is where, there's a character called Robbie, is a friend of Oscar Wilde. And unlike Alfred Douglas, who became the reason for his downfall, Robbie stays with him for a long while and is there through thick and thin. And this is a famous line from the book. I still haven't figured it out. I can't find the line. Where is it? Yep. Yes. Yeah. You see. That's a part. Anyway. So this is what Oscar Wilde tells or says to Alfred Douglas. Where there is sorrow, there is holy ground. Someday you will realize what that means. You will know nothing of life till you do. Robbie and natures like his can realize it. When I was brought down from my prison to the court of bankruptcy between two policemen, Robbie waited in the long, dreary corridors that before the whole crowd, whom an action so sweet and simple hushed into silence, he might gravely raise his hat to me, as handcuffed, and with bowed head I passed him by. Men have gone to heaven for smaller things than that. It was in a spirit, and with this mode of love, that saints knelt down to wash the feet of the poor or stooped to kiss the leper on the cheek. Now, I don't know whether you got the lines. It's that one gesture that Robbie does that hits Oscar Wilde's heart. It's when Robbie tilts his hat as an act of acknowledgement to tell Oscar Wilde that he is here and he's looking at you. To give a slight nod of the hat, that one gesture, that waving of hand, that was enough for Wilde. That hits me. Someone being there for you. That hits.